The film industry has been shaken up more in 2010 than in almost any other decade, and the shockwaves haven't subsided. It's difficult to say whether cinema will even be around at the end of the 2020s and what form it will take if it is. But there is a good chance that by 2030, our digital avatar of Marlon Brando will have starred as Spider-Man in an interactive visual reality adventure, beamed directly into a corner of your brain owned by Netflix. Still, let's not worry about the next decade. Let's remember how revolutionary this decade was. Also, scripts now rely on less nuanced dialogue so as not to confuse a non-English speaking country, and narratives involve safer plots for fear of offending other cultures. Unlike the bold, risky adaptations of the golden age, Hollywood now relies on already established franchises. Blockbusters now depend on everything from comic book superheroes to pre-teen novels to bring in predictable profits. Although Hollywood still produces some films for the family audience, particularly animation films, the vast majority of films are principally designed for young adult audiences.
बड़ा ही क्योटिक था फिल्म मेकिंग के लिए। इसमें मीडियम फॉर्मेट कैमरास आए, स्टेबिलिटी के लिए गिम्बल्स आए और लफ्ट्स यूज़ होने लगी, सिनेमैटिक शॉट्स बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होने लगे और शॉट्स की ड्यूरेशन भी बहुत ज़्यादा कम होने लगी। जैसे कि पहले लोग 20-20 सेकंड का भी या 2-2 मिनट का भी एक सीन होता था, इसमें जो सीन की ड्यूरेशन थी वो 3 सेकंड आ गई थी। 3 सेकंड के बाद उसका एंगल या शॉट चेंज हो जाता था। और इसमें इस इरा में 2014 में एरी और हेजलब्लेड कैमरास कंपनी मीडियम फॉर्मेट कैमरा लाया, जिससे नेचुरल लाइट में मूवी शूट हो सकती हैं। और स्टेबिलिटी के लिए गिम्बल DJI रोनिन और सियोन इतने अच्छे लाए कि आप अगर एक सीढ़ियों चलते हुए आ रहे हैं और भागते हुए आ रहे हैं तो आपकी जो मूवमेंट है वो झरक नहीं देगी और एक स्मूथ फुटेज देगी, जिसमें हम बॉडी गिम्बल भी कह सकते हैं और हैंड हेल्डिंग गिम्बल्स भी उनके आए हैं।
Technology has made a paradigm-shifting impact on the film industry. From the ways movies are made to the editing mechanism to sound engineering and post-production and marketing aspects. Technology has made a never-before impact on the film industry as a whole. Among the various aspects of technology on movie making and film industry, we can take into account qualitative aspects like the new visuals, technologies to more crisp and engaging visuals, like improved sound effects capable to mitigate all the differences between real life and movie sound, and easier editing tools to help stitching together the raw visuals and sound bites for producing a richer movie experience.
The movies who changed the dynamics of film industry. First we talk about Inception. Christopher Nolan directed this masterpiece. Nolan presents the amazing concept of dream sharing, in which the story revolves around the real life and dreams, along with blending some future theories like extraction, inception, limbo. He portrayed the concept of playing with subconscious mind, time, and gravity. Now we talk about Interstellar. It is also directed by Christopher Nolan. It is a scientific fiction movie which portrays the concept of time travel. In this movie, they discuss about intergalactic portals of this universe, which is a mission of an astronomer to find portals of another universe. 2015, Revenant breaks all records of film industry. Alejandro Gonzalez directed this Oscar-winning movie. It gives the character power and more strength, even more than an average superhero gets. The entire film looked so real, and it felt like we were not even watching a movie, and more like a documentary or a guy went back in time and shot all this stuff that happened. One of the reasons why the movie looked real was because of the lightnings. The movie crew did not use one single studio light and only used natural lights or fire, which was really impressive, and this movie has one of the best cinematography ever put into a film. This movie wins 3 Oscars for acting, cinematography, and direction. 2020, Joker win an Oscar award. Todd Phillips directed this movie. This movie is based on Nocebo Mind of State character. It is a horror movie without any jump scares or any other horror movie tropes. And it is a comic book origin movie about the most notorious and iconic villain. A movie based on one of the most dangerous villain ever. The movie added a touch of the real world and proved such a man can indeed be created by society. 2020, this movie Christopher Nolan featured a cryptic, mind-boggling scientific affair based on time and time inversion. Tenet is an exhilarating and mind-boggling movie to watch. It is about a secret agent who embarks on a dangerous, time-bending mission to prevent the start of World War III. Christopher Nolan is a master of lateral thinking and has set up the audience to believe in the non-linear pattern as the new normal. The production design throughout Tenet is impressive. Nolan makes sure to keep red and blue prominent throughout the film. This is a reference to the Doppler effect of light. Electromagnetic waves experience blue shift caused by the movement of a source towards the observer, whereas red shift is caused by the movement of source away from the observer.
So, nowadays, in today's day and age, cinema has evolved to great new standards. The leading genre for nowadays is science fiction and action, mostly dominated by superhero movies such as those from the Avengers franchise, as well as other superhero movies such as Spider-Man, Daredevil, and so on, as well as series started by Marvel and DC. But that's not all. Apart from action and superhero and science fiction movies, cinema has evolved to great new standards as they have started laying more emphasis on artfulness as well as portraying the growth of a character. These movies aren't based on action, but they are more so based on portraying the development of a character and their story and their journey from one point in life to the other. Most of these movies have strong emphasis on art direction as well as on props and the location and color grading and lighting they put in these movies. Most of the people who enjoy these are the people of all ages, but historians are the ones who appreciate these above all else because of their developmental values. Apart from this, there is also a huge trend and emphasis on sexuality as well as the new leading trends in people coming out and accepting themselves for who they are.
As we can see in this era, movies are shot on the green screen we can also call as chroma. In this era, most of the shoots have been done in the live location. We see producers and directors are focusing on color grading and color theory. As you see, many science fiction movies are shot between 2010 till 2021. And much more, we see in this era, many new animation movies have been produced. We see many sound effects which have been used in this era. In terms of golden age of Hollywood, it is to arbitrarily limit cinema to one period of history. One might as soon as say that painting died with Renaissance. One could just as soon say cinema died with the birth of nation, given their definition of cinemas was that of theatre of attractions. Instead of limiting cinema to one interpretation, why not define cinema as ever-changing art? if one chooses to see cinema as an evolving medium that has survived the birth of sound, the revolution of color, the censorships of government, the rise of television, and much more, one will see cinema is far from dying. It is alive and changing, and will continue to thrive even in the coming century with the concerns of digital filmmaking and the internet.